Huh? All of a sudden, the world around me turned pitch black. Did we freaking, like, trip the breaker? Why is everything black? What's happening? Guys, can you hear me? Ouch! Who stepped on my foot? The panicked clamor of the people around me snapped me out of my stupor. Is this are we in a blackout? Oh, a blackout? Right now? Don't we usually just wait for the power to return? Or was there something else before that? Crap, my school had a whole protocol for this. Even if we knew what to do in a normal blackout, it wouldn't help here. Inside this abnormal building, where everything was sealed off, we were basically blind. Should we look for the others? How are we gonna do that? I can't see 3 inches in front of me. Can't we just wait for someone to find us instead? Screw that! Somebody look for a torch already and... Hold on a sec, I got an idea. Use your tablets. Before I could even register what it was he said, a light appeared in front of me. Or Tozu trinkets, sorry. Hovering there, casting a very faint glow. The hologram from the trinket. Immediately, the rest of us activated our own trinkets. With all 8 trinkets activated, we could finally see each other in the dark. Great idea, John. Right on, you're a lifesaver. A captain needs a steady mind during inclement weather.
But...
It's great we have a light source and all, but why hasn't the power returned yet? You'd think the goat guy would have done something by now. You know what? Let me check something. I ran over to the corner of the room and knelt beside the vent. Bringing my ear to the grates, I listened for a certain noise.
I see.
The humming. It stopped. Eva, quick! Come here and take a listen.
Hello.
I'm here.
Am I hearing you?
Why do you need Eva? Do you remember when I said I woke up on an underground floor? Dining hall people, you were in this building before. Tell us what's going on. Yeah, why didn't you mention this other girl? The hell? I never even saw her. You were there too, Bargain Bin? Don't even... There's a floor below us. That's where I woke up.
Focus.
Eva was with me. The 2 of us woke up in a boiler room, which also happens to be on the other side of this vent. The room had a huge generator. If you pressed your ear up to this vent like I just did, there's no way you wouldn't hear it. But for some reason, there's nothing. I see the problem. If there's no sound, the generator must be turned off. Is that why a huge power outage happened?
Hell no.
So it's kaput? How are we gonna get the power back now? Well, there is one thing we could try.
You see.
Apart from the boiler room, the underground floor also has 4 storage closets. I remember one of them containing something that looked a lot like a generator.
Elementary, my dear.
A spare generator in case the first one breaks.
Thinking.
If we somehow turn it on, we might get the power back. You want to go down in the dark? Shouldn't we just wait for Tozu to turn the power back on? No, I have a bad feeling about this. I think we should turn on the power as soon as possible, instead of waiting for Tozu to do it. But what if we get lost in the dark?
Take a breath.
Let's just form a daisy chain with our arms. There's no way we'll lose each other then, eh?
Ooh.
Since Damon and Eva have been down there before, they can lead. Yeah, okay. The 8 of us linked arms and formed a chain. Once everyone was ready, we made our way out of the dining hall and down to the underground floor. Oh, we got the scary music. In the near pitch blackness, the hallway looked so much larger and longer than I remembered. Exploring this place with light had been unnerving enough, but this made all that seem like a walk in the park. It's so creepy down here. There's 4 rooms, right? Who's checking what again?
Where?
Well, since this is a group of 8, we could explore in pairs. Pairs again?
This sucks.
Okay, if that's really what we're doing. Kai shot me a nervous glance, and I knew then and there he'd made his decision. Fine. Jet's gonna come with me. But then Broski won't have...
Duh.
He can go to John. Them swashbuckler types love a good challenge, don't they? You know me well. How about it, Mark? Up for a little adventure?
Just ignore
Just
me.
make it quick.
I see.
So
I
I'm
see.
stuck with the math lead, am I? Maybe if we find the generator, you can use your real talent for once. Let's check out the closet on the right down there and get this over with.
Stupid.
Repair work and math competitions have literally zero overlap.
Just follow
Come on,
me.
Jet. Let's investigate the closet opposite theirs.
Oh boy.
Sure, sounds slick.
I see.
Seems the closet and the back are covered.
Are we
For the
ready?
two in front, Mark and I will take the left. Damon and Kai, you enter the right. This place sucks, man. Why do we have to be fixing stuff? It looks like a murderer's basement down here. Didn't seem like Kai had any intention of entering first. Whatever, I'll open the door. Alright, let's search this place. Kai and I gave the closet a quick rundown. Something as large as a generator would have stood out even in the dark, but we couldn't find anything of the sort. Man, unlucky. All that work for nothing. What's the plan now? Do we just, go back outside?
I know.
I want to see what Eva and Grace are doing next door. Okay. As Kai shuffled up behind me, I turned to grasp the handle of the door and...
Huh?
Suddenly, frantic footsteps echoed from the hallway outside. Did someone just run past this room? It sounded a lot like it. Did another group make a discovery? Why run past us, though? After them! Go, go, go! This didn't sit right with me! I had to see what's going on! Go, 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 go. Trackpad, let me... Okay, I can't. There's no one here. Are the others still searching their closets? If they found something, I don't know why they'd run off without telling us first. If it was one of them, we should have heard a door opening. Yeah. Maybe we could peek inside one of the closets? Just to make sure, you know. Oh, hello, Damon? I couldn't focus on anything he was saying. We gotta go after them, just run. My attention was concentrated entirely on that place. Those footsteps sounded like they came from the boiler room. Hold on, I don't... Hey, what are you doing? His words were barely comprehensible. I couldn't hear anything, I couldn't even think. All my brain could register was the tightening in my chest. Suddenly my legs began moving forward. It's like my body was possessed, under the control of something completely ambivalent to reason. My heart was puppeting my every move. It brought me to the door, told my hand to turn the knob. And then I was inside. Dude, you're seriously freaking me out. This isn't okay, you know? Why'd you come here? Come on, say something already. I couldn't make out anything in the dark. The boiler room seemed completely still and completely silent, just like it had been the previous time I was here. Except, unlike last time, this silence wasn't the peaceful silence of a long-abandoned place. Rather, it felt like the entire world was holding its breath. Damn it, why can't you just say something? Why can't somebody just...
Game over, man! Game
Why can't somebody just fix this blackout? Oh, thank you. Kai's the mastermind. Confirmed. All of a sudden, light appeared. The sound design is awesome, by the way. A single ray of light in the back of the room projected by a vent on the wall. It was too dim completely to snuff out the darkness, but it was still enough. Enough for me to see what was laying at my feet. I'm so mad. I'm literally so upset, dude. Yo, Urjan's gonna disown me for this, but I have to say it. I freaking loved Wolfgang. I wanted to know his backstory so bad. He had so much, like... Oh my god, I'm so upset, dude. All I'm gonna say, this better not be where Wolfgang's story ends. Like, they need to go and explain all this shit about him, because they set up so much stuff that has to be answered. This sucks, dude. This sucks. Wolfgang Akure lurched over the boiler room platform. Completely still. Completely silent. The ultimate lawyer, unmistakably dead. I just gotta say, Torben popped off with that. That was crazy. Kai's scream rang loud and clear in my ears. I could hear everything. All the fear and anxiety from the past 5 days joined in a chorus of terror. Before I knew it, I was yelling too. I so appreciate that they don't let the protagonist just be like, oh, I found a body, I guess I better take care of it. Like, yeah, that's a good response. A human response. God bless. My arms, my legs, there was no weight in them anymore. Only pins and needles, pricking every inch of my skin. What do I do? What am I supposed to do? So we do get a body discovery announcement.
A body has been discovered.
I want to know the rules behind the body discovery announcement so bad.
All students must proceed to the boiler room on the underground floor immediately.
Ah, but I'm not gonna talk about the rules. I'll go on for 2 hours again.
Time will be allotted for all participants to investigate the murder. And afterwards, the real class trial will begin.
Holy shit, dude.
Good luck, everybody.
New song. Oh my god, I have goosebumps. Oh my god, this music is just freaking perfect. Oh, dude. The real class trial.
Oh shit!
That is the best line in the whole game. If anything topples oh shit, I will be very, very impressed. Sorry, I didn't mean to ruin the mood. There's no way. There's no way! With a wail, Kai booked it out of the room. I knew it was inevitable. I knew we'd chosen this path when we started denying the reality of a killing game. Oh, this music is so good. Hold on, I gotta turn up my volume. But seeing Wolfgang displayed the way he was, his face contorted into a look of terror, it made everyone's naivety all the more worse. And what did this mean for his blackmail? Like father, like son, beneath a sheepskin hides a wolfish mind. I'll never know what that blackmail meant. Maybe, if I had just bit the bullet and confronted Wolfgang about it. Damon, are you okay? I heard the announcement and... Is that Wolfgang? Everyone's yells are so good, by the way. Kai was right! The tournament attendees burst through the door. There's like whispers. Tailed by a stumbling Kai. I really didn't want to believe it. Why the heck would I lie? Are we 100% sure he's dead? I don't see any wounds. Maybe he's still breathing. Oh no, he's very much dead.
Son of a bitch!
I don't mean to keep ruining the moment, but like people keep whipping out such incredible lines, dang it. This has gotta be an accident, right? Why do you ask? Well, if the death wasn't intentional, it could be treated like manslaughter or something, and not need a trial. Intentional or not, the killer's hands are still dirty with blood, no. As far as I'm concerned, murder is murder, be it third-degree murder, manslaughter, or anything in between. Besides, if Wolfgang's death was indeed an accident, and the killer bore no ill intent, don't you find it rather strange they haven't come forward and confessed? Then tell us! Tell us who did this! Tell you, the killer? Where's the fun in a mystery you already know the answer to? I'll keep my lips sealed, thank you very much.
Hold on.
So, there's definitely a killer. Yoaji popped the fuck off.
Moving on.
Downstairs already? Aren't you a quick-footed bunch?
This is...
Holy shit!
Nonsense!
A cacophony of wails filled my ears, hailing the arrival of the remaining students. It was almost instantaneous how quick the color drained from everyone's faces. They'd entered the room completely bright red, having clearly made a desperate sprint to the boiler room. But now they looked as lifeless as the man laying in front of them. What happened here? Damon and me, we just found him like this. It's a sight to behold, I'm sure. Your beloved classmate, who was once so lively, now splayed dead in front of you. To think I didn't even have to lift a finger after the blackmail. What are the odds? How could you? How could I? You tickle me, Eloise. You must remember, this is a killing game between students. Unless the rules state otherwise, a student can only be murdered by another student.
My blood is
The
rushing.
undeniable truth is that one of you killed Wolfgang. One of you killed Wolfgang. That's right. A person we've been living with, who I've spoken to before. That person is in this room right now, staring at their own crime scene. So we are going to completely disregard the fact that you showed each of us another person's blackmail? I was simply pushing you all in the right direction. Do not take it personally. But Wolfgang, he was so nice to everyone. Why would someone... Dude, it's so hard to fake crying. She did such a good job. Well, if it is any consolation, I have a gift prepared. A gift? What's a terrible time for that? Behold, the Tozu tablet! The second Tozu tablet, to be more precise! You're even naming the tablet after yourself? It's always been called this. You just didn't know until now.
Moving on.
Anyway, I trust you all remember how this tablet operates, yes? If not, allow me to briefly I know how to do it. Thank you. Time of death, okay. Yeah. Give it to me! What's going on? Okay. Son of... He was discovered in the boiler room on the underground floor. He is kneeling in the water. His upper body is slumped over the concrete platform. Estimated time of death is approximately 9:35 a.m.
No.
This is different from the first tablet we got. No, I'm quite confident you're holding the same brand of tablet. Look, the shape and size are identical. I mean,
That's...
why is there information missing from this tablet? The cause of death. When we investigated the dummy's murder, the tablet explicitly said she died of blood loss. But this tablet, it doesn't list Wolfgang's cause of death anywhere.
Rubbish.
Of course, saying otherwise would make things too easy.
No.
Come again? You see, the tablet's information has been divulged in such a way that both the killer and the spotless have equal chance of success. What does that mean?
Moving
Nope,
on.
that's all you're getting from me. Tally-o!
No.
Ooh, that was a good line, too. Man, all the lines coming out here, dude. Damn it, he's already out of here. How nimble was this guy? Make what too easy? Solving Wolfgang's death?
This looks...
No way. Is he saying the cause of death is part of the mystery? Fuck this. Who cares? I'm not investigating shit. Keep me out of this. I don't want to be here. I don't want to keep looking at him.
No.
You have to be insane to think I'm touching a dead body. One by one, multiple students made their way to the door. It was then that she finally spoke.
No.
Stop! Although she didn't yell, there was an overwhelming intensity to her voice. The same kind that caught everyone's attention back in the trial room. Immediately, the runaways froze. What do you want? You all remember the rules, don't you? If we don't solve Wolfgang's murder and uncover the killer, then we are going to die! Our feelings don't matter in this killing game. They never did. All that matters right now is finding the truth.
Don't test me.
Rich coming from you. Maybe it is, but that doesn't mean she's wrong. If we accuse an innocent person, everyone except the killer will be executed. That's what Tozu said, and that's what was reiterated by our watches.
It is.
Whether we like it or not, those are the rules. If it's the difference between life or death, there's nothing much else we can do. But I don't want to. I don't want to look at him. Investigating a crime scene doesn't mean investigating just the body. It's standard procedure in homicide investigations to try and pinpoint the victim's movements before their death.
Thinking.
That means searching places they've gone to, people they've spoken to. In Wolfgang's case, his dorm room might be an area of interest.
Yeah.
Since the dorms don't have locks, there's nothing stopping anyone from entering.
Oh boy.
When you put it like that. Hey, broski, wanna explore the dorm? Yeah, sure. If you guys are going, then I'll come with. Yes, same for me. The way Eva spoke with such precision and such calmness, it's the same way she spoke when we discovered the dummy.
Hold your horses.
Hold on. Ulysses won't be going anywhere. What? That notebook you're carrying. Whatever evidence we find down here, I want you recording it. What about us? We might discover something huge upstairs. The area with the body deserves the most attention. Once we've exhausted our options here, then we'll head up there.
Moving on.
Obviously, I'll remain here. You should too, Damon. Right. My mind was still reeling from the shock of discovering the body, and the lump in my throat still wouldn't go away. But Wolfgang really was dead, and I had to find out why.
I don't understand.
It's just so hard to believe. Could one of our friends really be a murderer? Friends? She said it like that blind optimism isn't what the killer most likely exploited. After all, how can you suspect anyone if you trust everyone? It's an environment perfect for deceit, an environment perfect for murder, and worst of all, an environment we've created. Alright, investigation start. Why, if he doesn't, look at the blood. Whose blood is this? Let me do what I did last time and look back over the tablet first. Alright. It's Wolfgang, goddammit. He was discovered in the boiler room, on the underground floor. He is kneeling in the water, his upper body is slumped over the concrete platform. Estimated time of death, 9:35. So he doesn't have any apparent wounds though, but there's blood spilled. It still pissed me off seeing everything except the cause of death listed, especially when I knew the reason why. We just had this. I don't need this flashback. I'm good. Tozu's definitely compensating for the killer, probably because they failed to hide their own tracks. And withdrawing information might be his way of balancing the odds. Bullshit rules. Who's to say they won't be abused? Regardless, Wolfgang's cause of death should be treated as the crux of this mystery. If I can figure out how he died, then everything else should fall into place. Damn. Okay. Who is this narrator? God damn it, I really want to know. That's how Mara's been speaking to us this whole time. There was blood speckled across the floor. I didn't notice it at first due to the room's restricted lighting, but now, after my eyes had time to adjust, it couldn't be more obvious. Looks like it passes into the hallway too. I'd completely missed these during the blackout. Speaking of, after the body discovery announcement, everyone barged into the boiler room through this door. Yet these blood spots don't look smudged. I'm guessing they were already dry by the time any of us got in here, in which case, could this be Wolfgang's blood? So before I do everything, let me talk to everyone. Winona, you're still here? Is there a problem with that? Why does she need to frame everything I say in the worst light? I'm preparing to hold a one-on-one session with Ulysses. I was consulting him about something important before we were interrupted by the announcement. Is that what you were doing before the blackout? Repeat that? The blackout. Were you still with Ulysses when it happened? You're not speaking any sense. There was no power outage. She can't be serious. That blackout affected the entire building. Unless... Let me rephrase. Where were you when the murder happened? Where were you? At Cassidy's game tournament in the dining hall. Really? Not what I expected.
Let me see.
Ulysses and I spent this morning by the large tree. We stayed there up to and including the time of Wolfgang's murder. Sounded like she had an alibi then. As for the location she mentioned, I assumed this entire building complex connected to the one generator, but it made more sense for the tree area to have its own separate system. Hence, why it didn't lose power. What about the courtyard, though? Was anyone there at the time of the blackout? Cool. Alright, Ulysses, you got anything to say about that?
Terrible.
The generator over there is partially submerged in the water. I think we would be wise to stay on this platform. Was he worried about the water being electrified? Even I managed to stand in it way back when. I don't see why now would be any different. Then again, the generator wasn't damaged last time. Yeah, since Wolfgang is kneeling in the water, we should avoid touching him.
No.
You don't know for sure if the water's unsafe.
Huh?
Listen
Before
to
you
me.
start making conclusions, you should experiment first. Saying that, Eva walked over to a pile of boxes and pulled out a light bulb. Oh, I see what you're doing. Sure enough, Eva went straight to the edge of the platform and threw the light bulb into the water. See? It's not lighting up. That means the water is safe.
Well,
I see. Then I suppose it's safe to inspect Wolfgang. Are you
Okay.
going to? I think I will observe from afar instead. Now isn't the time to be listening to your nerves.
Aye.
Oi, take a whiff to the air. Oh, of the air. Ain't there something off about it? I followed his instructions and sniffed the air. It smells like burnt rubber.
That ain't.
Because of the busted generator, yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. There is another scent, a real bitter one. You might actually be onto something. It's almost like cereal and rubbing alcohol.
Bad news.
Indeed, I'm suspecting a mighty chemical reaction at work.
Eh?
I've had my fair share of travels across the sea, and I'm no stranger to foul play. There's no stench worse than one of a disastrous combustion.
It is how
Thing
it
is, I got no idea where it's coming from. Really? The smell is supposedly that of a chemical reaction. Where else could it be coming from besides the busted generator? Unless John's conclusion about the smell is wrong. I wouldn't put it past him. Aren't you going to investigate Wolfgang? Me? Who else? Back when we mistook that dummy for a body, you poked it pretty nonchalantly.
Hang on.
That's different. I never thought it was real.
I see.
Now that we were finally advancing in the investigation, her cool composure had all but vanished. Typical, I guess. She can only keep up an act for so long. Alright, what is this? How'd you get a freaking taser? Pretty random thing to be lying around a crime scene. It definitely wasn't in the boiler room prior to the murder either. Did that mean this taser gun was involved in the murder? On closer inspection, nothing about the gun looked particularly strange. Had it even been used? I'm pretty sure taser guns dispense some kind of wire when fired. Nearby were some yellow pieces of plastic on the floor. They were the same shade of yellow as the taser gun. Had these originally been attached to it? I can't tell where they would fit on the gun, though. Never mind. What's the point in making guesses when I can just get him to confirm? After all, someone who's a pro at wielding guns should know them better than anyone else. Alright, we gotta show it to Desmond, I guess. Let me see if there's anything else besides Wolfgang's body. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Well, I'll look at it anyways. Chunks of something red were floating nearby the generator. It almost looked like metal, or maybe plastic. Were these originally part of the generator? The colors and material don't seem to match, though. There's a cord in the water. Judging by the length, I think it's an extension cord. But what the hell happened to the other end of it? There is no internal plug, just a frayed tip lined with a black substance. Had the cord been burnt? I didn't see this cord in the boiler room earlier, so it probably came from somewhere else. One of the storage rooms, maybe. It wasn't always in this condition, that's for sure. All the items we've been provided so far, light bulbs, speakers, a fridge, they've worked perfectly well. So what happened to this cord, and why was it even in the water? My voice is starting to go, but I want to finish this investigation. It actually started to go a while ago. I need a cough drop or something. Half of the generator's internals had melted away, and what still remained was almost completely singed. Yeah, this was definitely the cause of the power outage. What could have melted the wires, though? It looked like a bomb had gone off in there. Now that I think about it, during the game tournament, we heard a bang. All of a sudden, the world around me turned pitch black. Oh, that's from the flashback. There had been a loud boom right before the blackout happened, similar to a firework going off or someone firing a gun. Did I overhear the sound of the generator being destroyed? Nothing else near the dining hall could have made that kind of noise, I don't think. If my assumption is correct, the generator would have been destroyed around the same time the murder was committed. That's suspicious as hell. There's no way the two events aren't connected. But I'm also working purely off my memory of the boom. To be absolutely sure, I need to know when exactly the blackout occurred. Was there any way for me to find that out? Oh, the knife. I did miss a knife. Okay. A knife? Why was a knife floating in the water? On the blade and in the surrounding water, I could make something out. The unmistakable color of blood. There's no doubt about it. This knife must have something to do with the murder. Why the knife was here and not actually on the platform, I had no idea. Okay, now that's gotta be it. No! What am I missing? Maybe I gotta talk to someone again? Why did you move over here? It's, I feel it is highly important we investigate anything and everything we can. That is why I moved over here, to investigate. More like he didn't want to be near Wolfgang's body. In what was a first for the investigation, something other than fear appeared on Ulysses' face. It was curiosity. What is it? Look at the floor in front of the door. This is just a small piece of scrap metal.
Do you think?
Even so, it's still a part of the crime scene. It necessitates documentation.
That's not
Seriously,
important.
something this small means nothing. It could have come from the generator or the pipes above us. Ingrid could have been carrying it for all we know. This guy, there's so much here he could actually document, and instead he's focusing on some flimsy piece of metal? All the more reason to rely on myself. Alright. Oh. And now he's dead. Who had the resolve to commit such a needlessly brutal murder? To go so far as to mangle his body? I couldn't unpack it. I didn't know how to. This wasn't just some dummy I had to investigate. This was a real person. It was so far out of my expertise, let alone my comfort zone.
Hello.
Do you want to inspect him? Holy crap, did you really have to scare me like that? Yeah, I do want to inspect him. It's just the idea of getting close to him.
Where?
I'll investigate with you. It'll be easier for both of us that way. Right?
Right.
Oh, the music stopped. Oh, God. Wolfgang laid completely still, his face frozen in a look of horror. His once bright eyes were shrouded in darkness, and his mouth was open as if he'd been killed mid-scream. Eva's expression said it all. Wolfgang did everything in his power to make us outcasts and make the worst of us. At times I even hated him for it. But this brought no relief to either of us. Wolfgang. What happened in his final moments that left him so terrified? Was it the realization he was about to die? Mulling over the what-ifs won't bring me any closer to solving Wolfgang's murder. Right now, my focus should be to find evidence. And that begins by investigating his body. With the way Wolfgang was slumped over the platform, it almost looked like he'd fallen on top of it. Let me see if his palms are scratched. As I knelt to take a closer look, trickling out from under the cuff of Wolfgang's sleeve and onto the rest of his hand, a strange injury that looked a lot like a tree sapling. Was this a burn mark? When I looked at Wolfgang's other hand, I saw the same thing, markings that seemed to extend down the arm. Eva, look at this!
Hello.
Let me see. Yeah, burn marks. That's really horrible. They look like gross little veins. What inflicted them? There's a taser a little ways off from where we're standing, but I couldn't find anything to indicate it's been fired. So the only thing I can think of is the generator.
Is that really true?
Why the generator?
I know.
The thing has clearly been destroyed by something. Maybe Wolfgang got caught in that something, and that's how he died.
Not sure.
I'm not sure. The generator seems too far away from where Wolfgang is lying to cause burns like these.
Look at
Plus,
this.
the room's water isn't conductive, so electricity couldn't have traveled through it.
Right.
You're right. Anything able to melt the generator's wires would have burnt his suit to a crisp, too. Exactly.
Thinking.
I think Wolfgang received these burns outside the boiler room. There's just nothing here that could leave these markings. Well, we have the burnt wire, too. As for the actual place he got burnt, guess we'll have to try and find it ourselves. That is, if such a place even exists. Well, it's possible the generator may not have been involved in the murder. It seemed unlikely that Wolfgang made a detour for the boiler room after being severely burnt. After all, burns like his would definitely paralyze someone. As for Wolfgang's palms, they didn't have any markings on them. Oh, so it was only the back of his hands. Still, he must have fallen somehow. Why else would he be lying on the platform? There didn't seem to be any strange markings on Wolfgang's face. However, along the back of his neck was a massive bruise. That looks like a really bad injury. Almost his entire neck is discolored. Right. How did he get this on the back of his neck? Nothing around us seems to have left it. This might sound morbid, but what if it's a sign of his body decomposing? Can a body really decompose this fast? It could, or it could not. It probably depends on the environment. As in the temperature?
Correct.
Cold places are generally better at preserving things than warm, humid areas like this boiler room.
Thinking.
Kind of like dairy products. That's a good comparison. A tone-deaf one, but sure. Wolfgang didn't have this bruise yesterday at the very least. If he did, it would have been super noticeable. Yeah,
Fair.
true. Turning my attention back to Wolfgang, I caught something else on his body. Near the mark on his neck, but not directly overlapping it. A red dot? Is that a beauty mark? Doesn't look like it. The skin around the dot seems to be inflamed. It reminds me of a popped pimple. The sort of wound you could easily inflict on yourself.
So...
Then you don't think this is related to the murder? It might not be, but
There must be
judging by the lack of scabbing, this was inflicted pretty recently, so we may as well keep it in mind. Wolfgang's neck has been added to the truth bullets. Oh, this sucks. Wolfgang's suit was completely crumpled, a far cry from his once clean appearance. Water had seeped into the pants, completely ruining the fabric. As I leaned in close, I spotted a folded piece of paper sticking out from his back pocket. Though it was soaked, it wasn't completely destroyed. I really don't want to touch him, but... With my thumb and index finger, I snatched the paper out of his pocket, taking care not to brush my hand against his body. I gingerly folded open the paper, aware that some of the wetter spots could fall apart immediately, and found a message written inside! That's some brilliant, come on! He had the most illegible handwriting from a signature. A lot of the text is unreadable. Whoever wrote this probably used a low-quality pen. Although, at the bottom of the page, fragments of message were still visible. Secret. 8:15 a.m. Boiler room. Close the door. Doesn't this read a lot like a command? It seems like someone wanted to arrange a private meeting with him here. Could that someone be the culprit?
Not sure.
8:15 a.m. That's a long time before the time of death, though. Maybe there was a struggle, or maybe Wolfgang arrived late?
There must be something.
Either way, this message is definitely a valuable clue. It's our only insight into Wolfgang's movements before his death. Well, now I really want to know where everyone was at that time. I woke up at 8:30 this morning, so I was asleep when this meeting was scheduled to happen. It's only 35 minutes before the tournament. Cassidy, Jet, Mark, and I would have already been in the dining hall. Right, setting up the equipment. As for the other students, directly asking them where they were at 8:15 a.m. might be risky.
Where?
Because they would wonder where we got the time from. Exactly. And I'd prefer to keep this note between the two of us. At least, for now. Anyway, this thing about a secret, what do you think that means? Well, I'm not really sure. It could be referring to anything. You know what it means? I have an idea. The author of this letter might be talking about Wolfgang's blackmail.
Huh.
If they claimed to have it, they could have baited him here without much issue. After all, Wolfgang asked us to meet with the person whose blackmail we had.
Strange.
A derelict boiler room is a pretty ominous place to meet someone, though. It would have been Wolfgang's first time here too, assuming he didn't explore this floor beforehand.
What could it
Either
be?
he didn't see the super obvious danger in meeting here alone, or he did realize and just didn't care. Right. Does that change anything about what I said? I guess it could mean that he expects the blackmail to be something really bad. Like he probably has an idea of something it is and doesn't know that it was actually worded to be super vague. Well, duh. If Wolfgang knew the warning signs... Oh, yeah. And more to do with desperation, yeah. Okay, we on the same wavelength. To know the details of his blackmail.
I see.
It would stand to reason. If only Wolfgang had hidden this note somewhere safe instead of bringing it here. It would have been valuable evidence. I doubt he could have envisioned something like this happening. He was never really on guard during this killing game. Except around you and me, I guess. Well, I guess his body I didn't look at. Now that I think about it, the place where Wolfgang laid was odd. What were the chances he would end up here, between the only opening of the fence? The one spot where he could kneel over like this. Was it possible he'd been trying to climb onto the platform before he died? It's strange why he didn't use the stairs, though. And even stranger that he was even in the water. That seemed to be everything I could gather.
Hello.
Hey, Damon. Since we've inspected the boiler room, we should find the students who left and ask them for their testimonies. They went upstairs to investigate Wolfgang's dorm, right? Yes, because of what I said earlier. The victim's last known whereabouts are the best place to search for clues. Alright,
Okay.
let's see what they've been up to. Apart from collecting testimonies, there were two other matters on my mind. One, getting Desmond to inspect the taser gun, and two, pinpointing exactly when the blackout occurred, in case it happened at the time of the murder. I walked over to the boiler room door, which had been left slightly ajar. But as I began to pull it the rest of the way open,
Eh?
I noticed it. The doorknob, something about it, looked different. Hey, Eva. The doorknob, I think it's been flipped. Flipped? Are you sure? Take a look for yourself. The first time we woke up here, I'm pretty sure this lock was on the inside, not the outside.
Is that really true?
How would someone be able to flip a doorknob, though? By unscrewing it, probably. Okay. Why didn't you say something earlier? What do you mean? This is the first time I've noticed it.
Is that really
Really?
true?
You didn't notice it back when you entered the boiler room with Kai? No, not even then. It might have been because of the darkness or my own nerves. But back then, I wasn't paying attention to small details like the doorknob. All I wanted to do was enter the boiler room.
Anyways.
I know that makes me sound stupid.
Listen to me.
She's not like, no, it doesn't. She's like, that's okay. I mean, I probably wouldn't have noticed the doorknob had I been there. Oh, I mean, so the other way, she's totally dabbing on him. I mean, I probably would have noticed the doorknob had I been there, but that's besides the point. Alright. Anyway, this discovery paints an interesting picture. Since the lock was now accessible from the hallway, you could technically lock the boiler room shut without ever stepping foot in it. Meaning that if you wanted to lock someone inside the boiler room, all you have to do was lure them in and close the door behind them. But if you did that, they could yell and you could hear that through the vent. Come on, we need to collect people's testimonies before the investigation ends. Right, let's go. Alright, you're gonna go. As a million questions rattled away in my mind, I followed Eva out of the boiler room. My lower register is like completely gone. Actually, Eva, before we go upstairs, it's probably worth checking out the storage closets first. Why?
I know.
I found something in the boiler room that might be related to them. Judging by the length, I think it's an extension cord. But what the hell happened to the other end of it? Oh, we're flashing back to a couple seconds ago. That extension cord. We should confirm if it did indeed come from a storage closet. Okay,
However-
but first I want to talk to Cassidy. You want to talk to her? Yes, I want to talk to her. Is that bad? She wasn't much help last investigation. Well, any help is better than no help.
Fair.
Alright, I'll talk to Cassidy first, and then I'll investigate the storage closets on this floor. And we also gotta talk to Desmond. We got a whole laundry list of stuff. What's up, girl? Oh, sorry. Cassidy was pacing around the hallway with a finger on her chin, seemingly doing nothing. Oh, hey guys! Sorry for not noticing you sooner. I was performing a super sweep down of this here hallway. That's a lot of words for wandering around aimlessly.
Listen to
Can
me.
you put your sweep down on hold? I have a really important question. Let's hear it. Just don't drag it on too long, okay? Gotta finish my sweep down before time's up.
You see?
Do you remember who attended the tournament? The game tournament? Well, we should have it all written on the whiteboard. Everyone who was slated to join kept their word, so we had a full house.
What
There were 8 people in
about-
total. Jet, Mark, Grace, John, Kai, and the 3 of us. Something on your mind? Well, since the murder happened in the boiler room,
Well,
wouldn't that mean everyone in the dining hall has an alibi? That's a good point. I didn't even think of that. She's totally right. Also, since we split into pairs while investigating those rooms down the hall, every pairing can vouch for each other. Right,
Right.
we all split up. What were the groups again? Jet and I explored Storage Closet B. Storage Closet B? That's what it's called. That's what it's called on the map. Does she mean the map of the Tozu trinket? I activated my trinket, and sure enough, see? Storage closet B. There's also storage, yeah. Those are definitely the rooms we explored.
I see.
In that case, Kai and I must have explored closet C. I remember it clearly. The two of us checked the closet above and opposite the one Cassidy searched. According to this map, the only closet to fit those perimeters... Okay,
Correct.
perimeters? I think it should have been parameters. Grace and I investigated the closet directly next to Damon's, so we must have been inside A, which leaves Mark and John with D. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, Damo, since you're here,
Question.
what's the deal with you in the boiler room?
Huh?
When Kai told us party peeps about Wolfie, he said you two went inside the boiler room. The heck did you do that for? You were supposed to check out the storage closet. You're not casting suspicion on me, are you? Me? No way! As far as Cass is concerned, everyone is innocent until proven otherwise. I investigated the storage closet with Kai, and we just didn't find anything inside. Although we did hear someone run down the hallway.
Am I hearing you
For real?
right? Doubt it.
Weird. I don't remember any Why do only we hear the footsteps? That's interesting.
It's the
I
truth.
do.
Really?
Eva, did you really? I heard them while Grace and I were investigating the storage room next to yours. I just
However,
brushed it off as my imagination, though. Guess me and Jet must have been talking over them. Were those footsteps the reason you entered the boiler room, Damo? It's Damon, and yeah. They came from the direction of that room, so I wanted to see what the person was running from. Phooey, really? I would have just chased after the footsteps. I mean, entering the boiler room after something like that? You weren't scared a murderer was hiding inside? What I actually discovered wasn't much better. True. Then whose footsteps could those have been? I don't know why anyone would want to be running around those spooky hallways, let alone in the dark.
What about...
Unless, oh, maybe they were also looking for a backup generator.
That's
I
not important.
doubt it's that innocent. Considering the place this person ran away from was the crime scene. Those footsteps were probably the killers. You mean fresh off committing the murder? Fresh off the murder, or a bit afterwards. Depends what time we went downstairs. Either way, whether it was immediately after the murder or not. For a brief moment, the only thing separating us from Wolfgang's killers were the storage room walls. That's creepy to think about. Thus, bit by bit, the mystery slowly unravels.
My genius is almost frightening.
No need to thank me, 'tis all in a day's work. She didn't even do anything. That way it, like, zooms back to me being right up in her face. Okay, now we're gonna check the storage rooms. I can't do this Eva voice for much longer, guys. It's Jover. Okay, this is Closet A. Yeah, let's take a look around. As I began to inspect the shelves, the glint of something shiny caught my eye. Eva, look! There's a rolling pin here, and handprints on it too!
Strange.
What are you implying? That someone used this recently, and not for its intended purpose. Look, can you see how the handprints are at the base of the pin? You aren't rolling much dough if you're wielding this thing like a tennis racket, are you? The pin is also really dusty. If it came from the kitchen, it would be clean like the other utensils there. Yeah, agreed. Not only that. Right, there's a dent on the pin too. So they got him in the back of the neck? Really? On the end opposite the handprints, can you see it?
Weird.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Handprints and a dent, that's definitely not a coincidence. Could this pin have something to do with that mark we found on Wolfgang's neck? If it was used to knock him out, it would not only explain the dent on the pin, but the bruise on Wolfgang's neck. How did it make its way into this closet, though? What do you mean? How did the pin make its way into the closet after the killer used it?
There must be something.
I mean, if the footsteps Kai and I heard were the killers, they probably chucked the pin in here on their way out.
Absolutely
No, that's not what happened. We were literally in there, dude.
Huh?
If the killer entered this closet and hit the rolling pin,
Listen
Grace
to
and I
me.
would have seen them. crap, of course. She and Grace, yeah. What if the killer placed the pin in here before any of us came downstairs?
Save
If
it.
they were out in the hallway, why didn't they use that as their chance to escape? And also, if the boiler room was locked, I guess they could have locked it behind themselves, but... Could the rolling pin really be unrelated? But it lines up so well with the other evidence.
Moving on.
Okay, I don't think there's anything else to see in this room. Let's keep investigating. One moment she's speaking nonsense, the next she's totally coherent. I don't think I'll ever understand this girl.
Interesting.
The map says this is storage closet B.
Right.
Right, the closet Cassidy and Jet explored. Do you see that? See what? The box in the corner over there, look. Confused, I turned to where she was pointing. This is... I turned my brightness up. I don't know what that is. I think I know what it is. A generator, right? The one you were referring to during the blackout. Yeah, exactly. Since I've explored these rooms before, I knew one of them had a backup generator. If this closet has the backup generator, wouldn't that mean the ones who restored the power...
Thinking.
Well, if Cassidy and Jet were the only people who entered this room, then they're the people who brought the power back. Damn, I'm surprised those two actually knew how to navigate a generator. Doesn't Jet have... He has batteries in his room. He does stuff. Oh. That seems to be all there is to this closet. Oh my god. There's so little left, but like, I have to stop here. I probably won't make this a unique video, but like, guys, my voice is so toast. Alright, I'm back. It's the next day. There's just a little bit of pre-trial exploration left. We're gonna get this done. This was the closet Kai and I explored. It was hard to get a look at its contents in the dark, but seeing it now, there doesn't seem to be anything important here. I think we can move on. Okay. What is that big black thing? That kind of looks like the thing that they said was a generator. I guess my brightness needs to be higher.
Look.
This is storage closet D. Yeah, Mark and John explored this one. Let's see what I can find here. Is there anything weird about this room? I think I see something behind this pile of boxes. I stood on my tiptoes to get a better look and... Ah, so they really are here!
Well.
What's here? Extension cords, a whole bunch of them.
Strange.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, these are definitely the same type of cord I saw in the boiler room. Only difference is, these still have their other half intact. Huh, the internal plugs are pretty slim compared to other kinds of cords. The fact these cords match the one in the boiler means the killer must have rummaged through these closets for equipment. For what reason they needed the cord, I had no idea, but this was still a step in the right direction. Besides that box of cords, nothing else about this room is standing out to me.
So.
Do you want to move on? Yeah, let's go. We've looked through all the closets now. Did you find everything you needed?
Yeah.
I did. The rolling pin and that stack of extension cords, there's no doubting their relevance to this case. At least, based on what I've investigated so far.
Anyway.
Eva, let's go upstairs and collect some more testimonies.
Where?
Finally. Alright, so we gotta especially talk to, Desmond, about the taser, and then we also just have to go see what the people who investigated Wolfgang's room found. Why are you all the way back here still? She'd give me the side eye. What the fudge? Boo!
Interesting.
Well, that was easy. Why did you do that? To see if you were nervous. Of course I'm nervous! You were nervous earlier.
No.
Earlier, yeah, but not anymore.
Moving
Anyway, you shouldn't be so nervous. If you're too nervous, you won't be able to think straight, so you should calm down. Easier said than done.
on. Well.
Well, we've already investigated the really ugly stuff, right? You don't need to think about that stuff for now. Just focus on collecting people's testimonies.
Listen to me.
I can keep reminding you if you want. I'll be fine. I did like that sprite though, the blue sprite. That was cute. There's dried blood on the floor. For some reason, it seemed to pool right around this particular spot. Dried blood, like in the boiler room. You noticed the blood in there?
Correct.
I noticed you noticing it.
I see.
So,
Who do you think left all this blood behind?
Focus.
Well, it can't be Wolfgang, can it? Considering the sort of injuries he sustained, it wouldn't make sense for him to have spilt a lot of blood.
there must be something.
Which means the only possibility we're left with is
what could it
the
be?
blood belongs to someone else. Yeah, exactly. If I didn't notice the blood here, would you have pointed it out to me?
Eh?
I would have pointed it out to you if the roles were reversed. That way you'd know not to step on it.
Right.
Sure, I'd point it out.
Thanks.
Thanks. Okay. Now we're definitely good. So we also gotta see if anybody has a visible injury. As Eva and I emerged from the basement, on the lookout for anything which could aid us in our investigation,
Eh?
right in front of us, a flustered Eloise was huddled with her back to the wall. Standing next to her.
Yeah.
Sup, you guys? Might want to lower your voice around here. Some stuff has happened.
What could it be?
Is something wrong? Sorry, Eloise had a bit of a frightening experience recently.
You
I think we all have.
No kidding.
Well, yeah, the scene downstairs is bad, but I'm talking about something else. After Tozu left, we tried going inside Wolfgang's room to look for clues. But the moment we stepped in, she suddenly pounced on me. She? She dragged me out, and Desmond ran after us. I haven't been able to get my heart to stop beating so quickly since. Hold on, this she you're referring to.
Shit.
Yep. Oh, it's Grace! I thought they were talking about Mara! She's been guarding Wolfgang's dorm ever since she kicked us out. Grace was blocking access to Wolfgang's dorm? What the hell? We can't let her bar us from entering his room. The class trial could start at any moment. That's what I tried telling everyone else, but they pretty much gave up. Jet and Mark went to the dining hall, Diana went to the laundry room, and Toshiko and Ingrid went to the courtyard. Eloise and I, though, we're not gonna let this slide. We gotta get inside that dorm room, so we've been brainstorming other ways to approach Grace. Can't we just get, like, John to, like, hold her back, or some of the bulky guys?
Think about it this way.
And we've landed on something. Performing a brief inquisition. Inquisition? If Grace doesn't want to cooperate, we'll start badgering her with questions, poke at her ego until it eventually retreats.
Safety first.
If you want, you can join us. A debater must be good at dishing verbal beatdowns, yeah? I did come here to inspect Wolfgang's dorm, so I might as well. If that's the case,
I'm out.
I'll go to the dining hall and ask Jet and Mark for their testimonies.
Eh?
You're not coming along?
Where?
Grace isn't someone I'd like to be around right now. You three can handle her. Something tells me she's just afraid of her talent being mocked.
Right.
No sweat. Have fun with Jet and Mark.
Goodbye.
Eva left in the direction of the laundromat, clearly taking the long route to the dining hall. Should we approach Grace then?
Totally.
Yeah, let's not waste any time.
Okay.
Right, okay. Do you want to take the lead, Damon? Oh, sure. I wasn't going to admit it to either of their faces, but their plan seemed pretty half-baked. Not because I was going to face off with Grace, but because she was too. How could a bumbling person like her be any help in a verbal showdown? If anything, she'll probably just make us look uncoordinated. Guess I'll have to do most of the heavy lifting here. Since Grace was guarding Wolfgang's dorm, she should be right around the corner. And then all of a sudden, Eloise just comes in and like starts cussing her out. Ultimate plot twist.
It's you.
Can you speak to Grace already? Yeah, okay! Christ! Desmond. You got any final words?
Good luck.
Okay. Thank you, I appreciate that. Girl, I'm not even gonna talk to you. I'm just gonna enter this room. Watch this. Check this out. Okay. Don't you two yuppies get it? You're not coming in.
Don't get it mixed
Hang
up.
on, we're not here for that. Damon just wants to ask you a question.
Back
He isn't coming in either.
Jeez.
Why not? I need to investigate Wolfgang's dorm room.
Soybean.
Back off, Soybean. His room is none of your business. Except it is. I have to search his last known whereabouts, which includes his dorm room by default.
See that?
What if I said I've done the job for you?
Come
As
again.
in, you've searched the room? High and low. Want to know what I found? Nothing. For us to believe that, we need to see it ourselves.
Oi!
You think I'm lying?
Just say.
There's a chance you could be, unfortunately.
Eh?
Think about it. You haven't given us any reason to believe you. Someone who's got nothing to hide wouldn't be acting so protective right now, you know? It gives the impression there's something you really don't want us to see.
Anyway.
Also, couldn't this be considered breaking the rules? Tozu wants this game to be fair, but being prevented from searching every room doesn't seem very fair.
Don't test
Even if it isn't, what are you gonna do? I respect the tattletale route.
you.
Makes sense.
Nice idea. What do you say we look for him now? If Tozu agrees this is sabotage, he might call Mara to help. Oi, it's not sabotage. I'm not hiding anything about the murder. Don't try to get me involved. Desmond never mentioned Wolfgang's murder. Look, just let us into the room. If you're telling the truth, we'll drop our suspicions.
Gotta stay one step
The
ahead.
reality of the situation is, we gotta invade Wolfgang's privacy if we want to know what happened to him. He would want to investigate our dorms if it were anyone else who died. Grace stood there silently, gritting her teeth. Then she stepped away from the door.
Okay.
Sweet. Thanks, Grace. With sighs of relief, we entered Wolfgang's dorm. God, I'm so curious. What are we about to find? So this was Wolfgang's dorm. He gets a lot more, like, couches and shit. While some of my expectations were correct, a lot about the room still surprised me. I anticipated the layout resembling my dorms and the decor reflecting his talent. What I didn't anticipate was how messy it was. Well, maybe not messy, just really casual. A room that had clearly been well lived in.
Oi.
Don't move things around when you inspect them. I want to keep the room as is. To be honest, I'm not sure why I was even surprised. What is the Damien calendar he got? Priorities. Lumberjack. Wolfgang also had a pin-up calendar in his room. This isn't what I should be focusing on during a murder investigation. Sorry. Had to know. So, he... Oh, I guess he could have... Because I was like, there's like a desk... Oh, come on, move. There's like a desk back here, but also one in the desk place with no chair. Is it just because he has double the furniture? Because it's like, presumably, Grace and his? An intricately patterned couch side by side with two red sofa chairs. Even the throw pillows seemed to be arranged in just the right way. Clothes were scattered across the room, including a familiar-looking woman's jacket. Nothing about them looked suspicious. Who's this guy? A large toy bear adorned the bed. Something tells me this didn't belong in the room originally. Does he get real books? That's the question. Huge wooden bookshelves, filled to the brim with a catalog of books, towered over the room. Skimming the titles, most seemed to be about the intricacies of the legal system. Although, some were about old court cases rehashed with new evidence. Did Wolfgang really read any of these, or were they all just for show? Oh, so they are real then, presumably? Okay, I guess I gotta talk to people. I think I clicked on everything. Eloise was kneeling on the floor, sorting through Wolfgang's bedside ornament with a serious look on her face.
Hi.
Hey, can we talk for a second?
Give me a moment.
Okay. She closed the ottoman and stood up, now wearing the same nervous expression she always did. Is there something wrong? I want to know your whereabouts during Wolfgang's murder. Oh, when the murder happened, I was with Desmond in the courtyard. The courtyard? Yes? You can ask Desmond to confirm if you're confused. No, I'm fine. Let me just ask this. What were you doing during the blackout? The blackout? Yeah, you did experience it, right?
That's not.
No, I don't think there was ever a blackout. Which corroborates with, well, who said? I forgot who was in the other place when it happened. Oh, Winona. Corroborates with Winona. We were only alerted to the murder because of Tozu's announcement.
I see.
So, my theory was right. If Winona never experienced a blackout in the tree room and Eloise never experienced a blackout in the courtyard, both those buildings must be connected to an entirely different power source. Alright. Desmond, is that correct? What's up, Damon? Hey, can you check something out for me?
Easy enough.
In here, or
That's not
in
it.
the boiler room? I found a taser gun in there.
Are you for real?
I can't tell if it's been fired or not. I don't think it has, but I want to know for sure, because if I'm wrong and this taser gun was used, it might clue us into the nature of Wolfgang's death. What we're talking about is that big a deal, huh? Yeah, since you're skilled at using guns, I figured...
All good?
No sweat. I'll see to it once I'm done here. Thanks for the heads up, Damon. What a reliable guy. I like him. Solid dude. We're not here for that, my ass.
Hi.
Hey. Normally she'd be meeting my eyes.
Quit it.
I know you suspect me. I can tell by the look on your face. But I don't know anything about his death. To be in the dark like everyone else, about a person she was so close to. Damn it, get a grip on yourself, Damon. Grace can claim to know nothing about the murder, but what about everything before it?
Anyway,
So, I heard a rumor you became Wolfgang's new bunk buddy. This room seems to confirm that. How was he this morning? Grumpy? Happy? Sick.
eh?
We were planning to go to the game tournament, but he woke up with an ache in his stomach. He woke up sick? Does that have something to do with the, like, injection mark on his neck, by any chance? If you're telling me the truth, and Wolfgang planned to attend the tournament,
That's
why
not
did he
it.
say the opposite yesterday? Ooh. From what I remember, Wolfgang said he'd be too busy to attend the tournament. More like he wanted another round at the pachinko machine. Gambler confirmed! Hilarious!
Watch and learn.
I would know. I interrogated him after breakfast.
No.
What? That's seriously what he meant? I think I actually even joked about that. That's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, okay.
Which is why I told him, hey, no, let's do the tournament. He was a bit finicky at first, typical for a soybean, but he eventually caved. Wolfgang was a pachinko player? I'm not sure I can believe that. Then again, some of the paraphernalia in this room looked neither golf nor law related.
Okay.
Alright, so based on what you're saying, Wolfgang agreed to attend the tournament yesterday. However, come this morning, Wolfgang remembered the pirate was attending, so he suggested I track down that guy and partner with him instead.
Right.
Right, because you needed to bring a partner to the tournament. Wolfgang, he knew I was miffed about it. His smile said as much. But I walked out the door anyway.
Dumbass.
Wolfgang said he was too sick to get out of bed, so I walked away. If Wolfgang really had been bedridden, how did he wind up in the boiler room? Either he didn't come of his own volition, or he was never sick to begin with, or that, I guess, fair enough. By the look on her face, I could tell Grace realized the same. With all that said, it wasn't like Wolfgang to hide anything. For a guy who's so gung-ho about honesty, you'd think he would confide in the person he's closest to. Did the letter I find inside his blazer pocket have something to do with it? Yeah, had to be secret. While only a few words were legible, a lot could be gleaned from them. For example, that mention of a secret. Did the rest of the note elaborate on it, or was the word alone enough to scare Wolfgang? Maybe he wanted to shield Grace from information he couldn't handle, or even he couldn't handle, or maybe he simply didn't want her to know. Whatever the reason, Wolfgang Acure deliberately hid information from someone. Ironic, huh? Well, that's all I could find. Why was Grace so antsy about people entering? There didn't seem to be anything suspicious lying around here. In any case, since I'm done here, I should head to the dining hall. I'm pretty sure that's where Eva said she was going. Alright. Oh, we're teleporting. Oh, the sign's still up. This is so sad. We were having such a good time, damn it. As soon as I entered the room, Eva walked over to me.
Hello.
I've just finished talking to everyone here. Anything important? Nothing important. I don't think Jet and Mark are taking this seriously. This might end like the mock trial where only a couple people know what they're doing. Does she really think so? While that information definitely didn't bode well for me, I couldn't afford to be discouraged by it. Not unless I want to die in this game.
Focus.
I'll see if I can make those two talk.
Thanks.
Good luck. Just kidding, I'm gonna talk to you again.
Where?
Okay, just kidding, I won't. I'm gonna talk to Kai first. Shit. Why didn't Tozu fix a blackout himself? Is the maintenance of this place seriously our responsibility? The fridge and pantry are restocked every day, though. Duh, can't things just be consistent? Whining aside, he made a good point. Why didn't Tozu fix the blackout? Thinking back on his spiel from earlier. Did Tozu abstain from fixing the blackout because it was important to the killer? They could easily make their escape if no one could see anything.
Wait.
Oh yeah, Damon, since you're here, I've been thinking really hard about those footsteps we heard.
Come
When we were in
again.
the storage closet?
No, seriously.
Yeah, they were soft, right? Like the person was wearing socks?
I see.
Now that you mention it, it did sound like socks on a hard floor. Of all the things to be right about, it has to be this. What do you mean?
Man.
I mean, why didn't the killer just wear shoes? Probably because they had to walk in the water? Or maybe they didn't want to make noise? Maybe their shoes were... they were wearing shoes that they couldn't easily run in. Think about it. The sound of something like heels would be pretty distinct, right? Or what about sneakers? They get really squeaky on a smooth floor. And?
Don't say that.
What I'm saying is, you could totally figure out the shoe from the sound it makes. And if you know what shoes the killer had on, you can just look for the person with the matching pair. But socks, anyone can be wearing socks. The person probably removed their shoes for that reason.
This sucks.
Ugh, just our luck. I appreciate him using his brain on that, you know? Like, that proves that he really does have a noggin. Not everyone would have come up with that. A little bit more respect for Kai. Mark had returned to his position by the equipment.
Hi.
Hey, Desmond and Eloise told me you plan to investigate Wolfgang's dorm. Grace isn't guarding it anymore, so you can go inside now. Let me guess, you don't want to investigate.
It's nothing.
I just came here to make sure my interface wasn't damaged. This investigation could spell the difference between life and death, yet his priority was his stupid music equipment? Don't you think it looks suspicious, what you're doing?
What?
I heard people are already giving Grace the side-eye for being uncooperative. What might they say if they find out you've ditched the investigation?
Slow down.
Yo, hold on! Jet called out to us from the other side of the room and ran over. Can't you see Broski isn't feeling well? Give the guy some space.
That's not
I don't
important.
care! I'm working on a time limit! Who are you to talk anyway? Judging by the look on Broski's face whenever you guys are together, out of everyone here, I think you'd know the least about personal space. Sure, Mark might not talk a whole lot, but if he wasn't having fun, do you really think we'd be hanging out so much?
Broski's always stick to
Come on, Broski, back me up here. Time. What time did the murder happen?
That's...
9:35 a.m.? Check this. He pointed to a small digital clock. He pointed to a small digital clock at the top of the music pad. Huh?
That's...
This is the time of the murder! It was like this when I came back here. I think the clock got screwed over by the blackout. So now it's frozen on whatever it was displaying before it lost power. Then that confirms my suspicions! The blackout, and by association, the destruction of the generator, occurred at the time of Wolfgang's murder.
My man.
Nice going, bro. You hit the jackpot. Bet it's 'cause I was here with you, huh? Sheesh, this was getting hard to watch.
Yeah.
Is it me, or is there something funky about this place?
Come
What?
and get-
I don't know, man. Everything feels kinda off. Might be the portraits. I can't place why, though, and it's bugging the crap out of me. Sounded like he just felt uncomfortable being here. I guess I can't blame him. With the turn things have taken, the tension and excitement of the tournament was all but a distant memory. And this room was now a reminder Wolfgang died right under our noses. Okay, is there anything else? I guess I can check the whiteboard just in case. The first time people have a get-together, and they're interrupted by a murder. Thinking back on it, the game tournament and the murder happened really close to each other. The former began at 9 AM, while the latter occurred at 9:35 AM. That's within the same hour. Taking another look at this whiteboard, yeah, I can see why the killer chose to attack so soon. 8 potential witnesses, all situated in one place, too preoccupied with video games to notice the world around them. There couldn't be a more perfect time to strike. But Damon basically predicted that. Like, he noticed that from the beginning. And cautioned against it. Oh, vent! Is a possible exploration option. I can't hear the whir of the generator anymore. May as well skim through the kitchen just in case. Oh, I forgot, we needed the freaking cereal for the explosion. That's right. Looking inside the cabinets, there didn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary. Except, huh? Oh, true. Also that. This knife block had a knife missing from it. Oh, we finally get to the menu, actually. Terrific Tozu treats. Pasta la vista. Meat donut. Poutine. Mac and cheese. Is mac and cheese a reference to the freaking meme Daz and I voiced over?
Wolfgang, can you get us an actual meal? Like, Toshiko deadass has scurvy. She needs variety. She's 14. What the fuck, Akira?
I'm making fucking mac and cheese, and no one can stop me!
Drinks lemon juice. Alright. Knife block had a knife missing from it. For a kitchen knife to go missing, at the same time a knife is found floating in the boiler room's water? That can't be a coincidence. Oh my, would you look at the time? I dare say we ought to get this trial started soon. How does 20 minutes from now sound? Great, great. Please continue to investigate until then. See you later. Time to speedrun, I guess. What? There's only 20 minutes until the trial?
Hang on.
Damon! Jeez, how does she keep scaring me? The investigation's almost over. We need to find the other 3 and hear their testimonies. The
That's...
other 3?
As I was saying...
Toshiko, Ingrid, and Diana! Alright, calm down. Desmond said they were in the courtyard, right?
I'm talking...
And Diana's in the laundry room. Then, let's talk to Diana first, since the laundry room is in the same building. In the meantime, don't panic, okay?
Can't you see?
I'm not panicking. As she said that, she motioned for me to follow her over to the door. Eva might deny it, but the anxiety which had been bubbling up inside her was clearly starting to boil over. Although with how fast my own heart was beating, I guess she's not alone. Okay, goodbye guys. Diana. Man. They really setting Diana up to look pretty sus.
Get to the point.
Hurry up! Okay, sorry. What if I can just like I have to... Okay. Alright, if Desmond's telling the truth, then Diana should be in here. Okay, I'll do preliminary Eva talk just in case. I hope Ingrid and Toshiko are still in the courtyard. We won't know until we see for ourselves. That doesn't make me feel any better. I'm not exactly a therapist. If you were, I wouldn't be your friend. What? If you were a therapist, I wouldn't be your friend. Any reason why?
It's the truth.
Therapists always turn out to be really scummy people. I see. Oh! This can't be happening. This can't be happening. Diana was standing with her back pressed up against the wall, arms wrapped around herself in a tight embrace. She's in even worse shape than before. Diana, I need to ask you a question. Please give me a moment. It's been kind of tough.
No.
The investigation is going to end really soon. We can't wait. Okay, sorry. Where were you during the blackout? Oh, the blackout? Right before the body was discovered? I was just in my room, alone, doing my makeup. Ah, so she doesn't have an alibi. God damn it. You don't have any makeup on, though. I was experimenting with new combinations, so I wiped it all off already. So you were alone in your room the entire morning? Yeah, I just wasn't feeling up to it. Sorry. I'm feeling a little sick all of a sudden. Do you mind if I go back to my dorm? I've asked all the questions I wanted to. Thanks.
So...
Do you think she was acting weird at all? No weirder than the others. Anyway, since Diana gave a testimony, I can cross her off my list for now. Which means the only people I still need to speak to...
Where?
Okay, we did that. Alright, let's go! I don't like the way that guy looks at me. Creeps me out. I think that's my least favorite painting.
Save it.
I don't want to talk right now. Okay, fair enough. Oh, trackpad! Huh! Okay. Toshiko and Ingrid had retreated under the bandstand at the center of the courtyard. The larger girl was comforting the smaller girl, who'd completely hidden her face behind her fan.
Hello?
Hey, have either of you been investigating? Investigating? Toshiko lowered her fan to reveal a pair of puffy eyes. I don't know! What are you expecting me to do? To look for clues. Clues? How am I meant to do that? It's not like I've ever had to solve a murder before, you know? My hands have been a bit full, so no luck finding any clues. I can see why.
Moving on.
Okay, well, did you at least notice anything suspicious this morning? It could be a person acting odd or a strange sound. That's what most real-life testimonies talk about anyway.
Think this through.
A person acting odd? Maybe not at the time, but looking back, it definitely seems a little strange. Do you want to tell them, Toshiko? Okay, fine. This morning, I saw Wolfgang.
Huh?
When did you see him? In the dorm hallway, on my way back from the pharmacy. The dorm hallway? Just as I was about to enter my room, I saw Wolfgang leave his. Oh, Wolfgang! What a coincidence running into each other like this. Are you already on your way to the tournament, Miss Kyra? It's rather early. Of course not. A professional like myself knows better than to attend some silly party. Right. My apologies. What about you? Are you going to the tournament? That's correct. I'm going to the tournament. I'm just heading to the laundry room right now. There's a batch of clothes I accidentally left behind in there.
That's...
Wolfgang said he was going to attend the tournament?
Strange.
Yesterday he told everyone he was too busy to attend. I assumed he'd changed his mind. I had no reason to question him. I heard bits and pieces of their conversation from inside my dorm. The whole thing couldn't have lasted longer than a minute.
Bit complicated.
Toshiko and I are bunk buddies, by the way. Thought I'd mention that in case Damon didn't know. Okay, thanks. Anyways, when I heard what Wolfie said, my first thought was, leftover clothes? I don't remember any leftover clothes. But, I figured I must have been misremembering, well, with my aching head and all. Aching head? I was suffering a terrible headache this morning. That's why I had gone to the pharmacy. I was hoping to procure some medication for Ingrid. Not my proudest moment, I'll admit, but I knew I could trust Toshiko with the job.
So...
Do you know what time the interaction with Wolfgang happened? 10 past 8, I think?
How should I put
The conversation happened just a little after the morning announcement. That I can tell you with confidence. Yes, 10 past would make sense. And, the meeting was at 8:15? When the announcement initially played, I was just about to leave the pharmacy. Then she was already inside the pharmacy by 8 a.m. So Wolfgang, he looked totally fine when you saw him?
Sure.
Yes, nothing seemed awry. Okay, so then he was faking about being sick, but Ingrid wasn't. Huh. Doesn't that call into question what Grace told me earlier? Either Grace lied to me about Wolfgang calling in sick, or she was telling the truth, and Wolfgang just got outed as a liar. I can probably deduce an answer if I know what time Grace left Wolfgang's dorm. If she left before 8:10 a.m., then she would have already been out of the picture by the time Wolfgang made his move. Hence why she only remembers him in bed. However, if she left after 8:10 a.m., then she would have been there for Wolfgang's encounter with Toshiko, which means she lied about Wolfgang being bedridden during the period of time she was in his dorm. Funny how she never gave me a time. Nice! What else happened after Toshiko saw Wolfgang? That blackout sure gave us a spook. Toshiko and I decided to stay where we were until the lights turned on, though we did watch you and your buddies pass by. You saw that?
How should I put
I heard it first, then took a peek. I would have said something, but I still wasn't feeling my usual self, so we watched you up until you all went down the stairs. That must have been how you found the crime scene, right? Yeah, that's right.
Too much for
Such a
me.
terrible sight. I can't believe someone here may actually be behind it. Let's just hope we can solve it. That's... Alright everyone, that's time. Please ignore what... Please drop whatever it is you're doing and proceed over to the Tree of Ignorance. I read ignorance first. Don't make me wait too long, otherwise you'll be in for a shocking surprise. Get it? Because your trinkets can zap you? Anyway, just gonna move on. It's time.
Fingers crossed.
You two, go on ahead. Toshiko and I'll catch up.
Listen to me.
Okay, let's go, Damon. Right. Eve and I made the short trek to the room with the tree. Once there, we waited for the others to arrive. Eventually, everyone had shown up. So, how are you guys feeling?
Beats me.
This is a great sprite. Words wouldn't do it justice.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty bad. I can't tell you how I feel, when I don't even know what I feel. I'd rather we save the talking for the trial. The trial. In just a few moments' time, we were going to be down there. Down there in the trial room, fighting for survival, using only our words. Damn it, Damon, get a grip already! Before the door in the tree opens, I need to ask Desmond if he has any new information about the taser gun. Hey.
Hi.
Hey. His voice was steady, but his eyes kept darting around the room. Did you check the taser?
Right.
Right, I did. Any findings? Just one. The gun's blast doors were missing. Blast... what? Oh!
Eh?
Wait, why? Why did he disappear? Everyone else is still standing there and Desmond just like phased out of existence. All of a sudden, the ground. Oh no, not again! Hold on to something, everyone! We get a cutscene? The Tree of Knowledge, a symbol of sentience, intuition, and understanding, exists here only as a barren replica. The Tree of Ignorance emulates the wonder of nature, but does not achieve it. And justly so, for ignorance often aspires to be seen as wisdom. Thank you for that.
Shit.
Well, guess we gotta cut this conversation short. I'll explain everything during the trial. Let's not keep this goat guy waiting. Oh man, this is really happening. We're so screwed. We're totally gonna die.
It is how it
If you go in expecting to fail, chances are you will.
Game over, man! Game over!
I'm gonna think of failure even more because you said that!
Hold your horses.
Look at it this way. Who here are the cards more stacked against? 14 people working together to solve a murder, or one person trying to lead everyone else astray?
Are we ready?
If anyone's in for a struggle, it ain't the group of 14.
Do you think?
You make a good point. Statistically, the odds are in our favor here.
It'll be okay.
Exactly. Luck will be on our side.
No, it's not.
If luck was on our side, we wouldn't be in a killing game to start with. Can I say something first before we go?
Oh,
What is it? It's a message for the killer.
what did you say?
A message for the killer? The person here who killed Wolfgang? Whoever you are, can you please step forward? Huh?
I want to help.
We don't have to do this class trial. Well, the only reason they would kill is for the benefit of leaving. So if they step forward now... If you can just find it in yourself to step forward and bring this whole thing to an end already, then please. Despite Diana's pleas, no one came forward. Yeah.
Come on.
If someone's determined enough to commit murder, they won't back down because of one person's pleas. Since we're on the subject, I also got a message for the killer.
Dumbass!
Don't forget the punishment fits the crime, asshole. Enjoy the fucking death penalty. Grace spat out those words and disappeared into the opening of the tree.
Can I go now?
Coside!
Slow down.
Yo, broski, wait up! One by one, people began to follow suit. I guess if it's time to go. Got a lot of dots. We knew where the stairs would take us, and where the elevator afterwards would deliver us. But everything beyond that was shrouded in uncertainty. There was no mock trial awaiting us. No faux murder designed to waste our time with a stupid mystery. This was undoubtedly real. Come on, Damon, get a hold of yourself already! Taking a deep breath, I approached the opening in the tree and descended into the darkness. Oh, he gone. Rip. A Wolfgang-sized hole. It was the same. The same elevator. The same slow churning of metal and echoing sounds of clunky machinery. And yet, something was different. Was Winona facing the camera last time? Someone was gone. Someone who I never held in high regard, but who was still a person, nonetheless. A person with feelings. A person with aspirations. A person with a family. A person who I will never hear speak again. Not a single word. Am I ready for this? Was what I did during the investigation the best I could have done? Will it be enough to carry me through this trial? Will it be enough to lead me to Wolfgang's killer? I won't know until I do it. Until I face this trial head on. There's no way I can place my faith in the other people here. There's no way they'll come to the correct conclusion. Our survival depends on me. The elevator began to slow, snapping me back to reality. I adjusted my tie and stood up tall, and when movement stopped completely, The doors in front of us opened.
Rise and shine.
Somebody call an ambulance. I think I've caught a case of deja vu.
Isn't this lovely?
It feels like only yesterday we were playing detective with the corpse of a crime scene. My, how insouciant and chipper many of you used to be. I hope that's how you pronounce that word. I've never heard it spoken aloud before. After all that back and forth over a simple how done it mystery, I'm truly curious what today's trial will yield.
Yeah.
Just to remind myself, our names are on the podiums, right? Eager to start, are we? Yes, to find your podium, just look for where your name's written.
The show.
Come on now, hop to it. I'm so excited I can barely wait a second longer. I really don't want to do this.
Oh,
We gotta do as he says, though. Otherwise, that enforcer lady might get mad. Knowing we were powerless to disobey Tozu, we began to disperse and locate our podiums.
hey.
It's okay, everyone. If we work together, we can do this.
We can't give
Right,
up.
guys? If we work together, we can solve this case. So, come on, let's do this. For Wolfgang! Although her words elicited nods from the other students, the expressions on their faces told a different story. It was an expression I couldn't help but feel conflicted over, in a moment where I shouldn't have been focusing on my feelings. An expression of unmistakable fear. Ooh. For days now, I've been angry over the mock trial. Angry at how much people resented me for telling the truth, how they twisted my words and assumed my intentions. I'm angry, but that didn't mean I wanted to be right. I would have been happy for reality to prove me wrong, for no one to buckle under the pressure of the killing game. But good endings like that only exist in stories. Reality was apathetic to what we wanted, and the events of today proved we were at its mercy. Oh, he gray. So I stood there at my podium, conflicted. To think this tragedy would have been avoided had people just listened to me. But who was it that encouraged everyone to turn on me? Who was it that encouraged everyone to trust each other? If Wolfgang hadn't been so naive, if he'd just told people to protect themselves rather than each other, then maybe he would still be here. Regardless, I can't let myself be consumed by the what-ifs. Although the others may have failed at preventing Wolfgang's murder, I, at the very least, can solve it. I'll uncover this killer. Let them face the consequences of their actions. I'll solve this case and survive. Oh, shoot! Is it trial time? Is that what that means? Alright, that's where I'm gonna stop. As for the next video of the trial, it might not be on this channel. I'm going to attempt to be playing through the trial with Daz and Aji, who are the VAs for Wolfgang and Toshiko respectively. So once that comes out, I will definitely link to it. If you are missing Wolfgang's voice, which I know I am already, definitely tune into that. And thank you so much for watching through my playthrough so far.